What time is it? I think I've been asked that question more than any question in my life. Most likely, I have asked that question more than any other question I've ever asked. What time is it? What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? Those kinds of things are the reality of life. God gave me a word many, many years ago about enjoying the journey. He said, enjoy the journey, inherit the dream, and fulfill your destiny. Or, if you will, destiny or purpose. I think sometimes when we look at our life, we don't exactly know what we're going to do tomorrow. We don't know exactly what we're going to do 5 minutes from now. But I can think of when I get an overall picture of what time it is, and that the time that I have is vitally important, that I put it to work the best. Well, in what we're doing here, it's about enjoying the journey. It's about inheriting the dream. It's about realizing that you're in a process, in a journey in life, that things that you go through and questions that you ask and questions that are asked of you are not a waste of your time. You have to look at life from the standpoint of, what am I going to accomplish? How am I going to accomplish it? I think when I started walking with God, one of the hardest things for me to get a hold of is that I was in a process. It didn't seem like things went my way. It didn't seem like my perception or my concept of what life was all about wasn't going the way I wanted it to. And when I began to relax and begin to say, okay, God, what time am I at? Where am I at? When you say enjoy the journey, what do you mean enjoy the journey? How does that flow in life? Well, I think enjoying the journey is realizing that you can walk with happiness in your heart and a fulfillment in your heart that has nothing to do with what you're momentarily experiencing. That enjoying the journey is a big word, but it has everyday application. When you enjoy it, it's like taking a cup and saying, okay, enjoy. Or if you poured a cup of coffee, you have a cup and then you pour coffee into it. Well, if we enjoy the journey, it's like the journey is the cup, and we have to into it. We into it and enjoy. And it doesn't make everything go perfect. It doesn't make everything go exactly the way I want it to go. But when you can enjoy the journey, then you begin to realize that what's going on in your life does not identify you. That's just part of the process. And when you walk with God, when you experience the things of God, instead of them being just every moment, man, something else is changing, something else is going, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. But when you realize that what you're going through has an end, that there's something that's going to be accomplished, that it's not just a waste of time. So enjoy the journey is about getting into the journey, getting into the process. When I look at the process of life, part of that comes from the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, when it tells you that love believes all things and hopes all things, endures all things, and all these things that it does. One of the things that's written down there, right at through this chapter, it's telling you all these things that love does. And then it says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, reasoned as a child, understood as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. When you realize that the journey is leading you not to childish things, but to mature things. It's leading you on a process of your purpose and your destiny in God. That you're not an accident, you're not early, you're not late, you're right on time. And what's going on in your life has to do with what you accomplish at the end of life. When you start out. When I started out walking with God, I had no idea of what all the journey was about. Here I am many, many, many years later, decades if you will, and I still haven't seen the end. We're still going on, but I want to finish as good as I started, with that much passion and that much heart and that much character. And the only way I can do that is to learn how to enjoy it and experience every moment like it has value.